Welcome to the next session. So we just finished a very exciting artificial intelligence session. Most of the people are actually at this session, so I will not make a long introduction, but I will continue with these applications of AI in virtual reality, augmented reality, and we have some really good, interesting guests here. So I think we should start online first. Yeah, so our first speaker is going to be Professor Selçuk ÖZDEMIR from Gazi University, and I would appreciate if you could share in 5 minutes your... Yes, if you could share in 5 minutes your first round of presentation.
We are late, but I'm starting. I would like to start my speech with an observation about artificial intelligence. I compare artificial intelligence in its current form to the late British professor Stephen Hawking. The brain works great, but it doesn't have the organs to put the information it produces into action. In its current form, artificial intelligence seems to end many habits and traditions we have gained in history, but on the other hand, it will open the other many innovation ways. However, in order for these innovations to come to life, artificial intelligence and organs that will put it into action, namely IoT technologies, need to be developed in all sectors you can think of, such as education, communication, transportation, agriculture, health, etc. When viewed from this perspective, artificial intelligence actually ends an era while starting a brand new one. If we look at artificial intelligence technologies from an educational perspective, unfortunately, the classical educational model, which took shape with the Industrial Revolution and in which almost nothing has changed in the last 200 years, is trying to use artificial intelligence technologies to support and even strengthen its current state. As it seems, artificial intelligence projects for education are used to speed up tasks such as preparing fast multiple choice exam and reading these exams quickly, which have already been done for 200 years and now need to change. On the other hand, the course of history shows us that newly developed tools and technologies change and develop the knowledge and skill sets required for jobs in all sectors. Societies that have problems and are late in transferring these necessary changes to their new generations through education become poor and regress. On the other hand, societies whose education systems are successful in transferring the transformations brought by technology to their new generations become rich and progress. Unfortunately, not correctly understanding the cause-effect relationship between education, economy, technology, and understanding education as an area disconnected from all other sectors will be one of the biggest mistakes that can be made to education and the youth. So there is no concrete and successful answer to the question of how digital technologies and physical technologies such as IoT should be integrated into education with artificial intelligence. However, we can start by adapting IoT into education, the topics such as reducing drudgery, reducing costs, which are the purposes of using artificial intelligence and IoT technologies in other sectors. Research conducted in educational institutions of developed countries with the cooperation of McKinsey and Microsoft shows that teachers spend 51% of their professional time on pre-lesson preparations. It may be appropriate to use artificial intelligence, AR, VR, and IoT technologies to minimize teachers' pre-lesson preparations and drudgery and to have the chance to spend more time on lessons and personal development. Finally, I would like to say that instead of abstract and vague definitions such as the professions of the future, the skills of the future, it has been and will continue to be the responsibility of all educational institutions and educators throughout history to impart the following ancient values to children. 1. To be in a trial, error, retry cycle. 2. Being patient. 3. Constantly questioning. 4. Using the scientific knowledge of the period, such as mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, etc. And the last one, using the production tools of the period, such as information technologies, artificial intelligence, and IoT technologies. These are all what I want to say. Thanks.
Many thanks for your introductory presentation. We shall continue with Professor Veysi İŞLER from Middle East Technical University.
So good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for the invitation. And this is a really great conference. I attended the previous sessions as well. I learned a lot from the people, speakers. Now, actually, I will talk about the challenges and solutions, maybe solutions in adopting AI, VR, and AR for education. This was our theme of the session. So, we have artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and VR, and augmented reality for many years, actually. And we are using these technologies or these, techniques in education for many years, maybe for many decades. However, now they are evolving and they are exponentially, improving. So now it is important to acknowledge those technologies with significant challenges, but there are some significant challenges in order to, collectively use them in education. So today I will focus on the major technical, ethical, and practical challenges of integrating AI, VR, and AR into education, and how we can address them effectively, in a very short way. The first one is accessibility and acuity. So one of the most significant challenges is ensuring that these technologies are accessible to all students, and not just those in wealthy schools or developed regions. So the challenge is advanced technologies like VR headsets, AI-powered tools, and AR-enabled devices are often expensive. So high-speed internet, which is essential for many of these tools, is unavailable in many rural or underserved areas, as you know. The solution can be public-private partnership, maybe. Governments can collaborate with technology companies to subsidize hardware and software costs for schools. Another one can be shared resources. Schools can adopt shared VR, AR labs where multiple classes can use the technology, reducing the cost per student. And affordable alternatives, of course, encourage the development of budget-friendly tools such as mobile-based AR applications and lightweight AI platforms that work offline or minimal internet with minimal internet connectivity. So acuity must be at the center of our strategies to ensure no student is left behind in this technological revolution. So the second challenge is that teacher training. As already mentioned, teacher training is important, but as Professor Ibrahim Kuşçu said, that we don't know how we will define teacher, who is going to be teacher. So even the most advanced technology is ineffective without trained educators to implement it, as you know. So this is the challenge. So of course, there can be some training programs. There user-friendly tools will be very important in order to used by the teachers, and peer support networks will also help to help teachers learn these technologies. And the third challenge is that content development. You have these technologies, okay, however, you need content for these technologies. So high quality education content is essential for these technologies to be effective, but creating this content is complex and time consuming. Although we know AI now may generate, content, but still we need, a human intervention. So the challenge was, as I said, VR, AR lessons requires 3D modeling, animation, and programming skills, which are often outside the expertise of educators. So this is a challenge and solution, collaborative content creation, open source platforms, and content libraries can be some of the solutions to this challenge. So, and the next challenge is technical limitations. There are some technical limitations. So even when these technologies are available, technical challenges can hinder their effectiveness, right? So, for example, AI systems require significant computational power, making real-time processing difficult in schools with outdated hardware, as you know. So there are some other challenges as well. So solution can be upgrade infrastructure, focus on optimization. I mean, developers must optimize VR, AR, and AI applications to work on low power device and adapt to less than ideal environments. And of course, technical support is needed, always needed. And the next challenge is cybersecurity and data privacy. And here, privacy first design is important. Strict regulations, training for educators in order to train, the educators must be trained in cybersecurity and best practice to protect student data. And finally, ethical considerations, the last challenge. So here, bias audits, regularly review AI systems to ensure they promote fairness and inclusivity, and balance technology with human connection. This is also important. Technology should complement, not replace the role of teachers. So schools must prioritize building relationships between students and educators. So ethics must guide every decision we make as we adopt these technologies. So that is all for now. So when done right, actually, these technologies can make learning more engaging and effective and inclusive, I believe. Thank you.
Thank you for this last presentation of challenges. And we move to the next introductory 5-minute presentation by Professor Tufan ADIGÜZEL from Özyeğin University. Please.
Yes. First of all, thank you for the invitation. So I would like to say hello to my colleagues, because we are a unique small group. I don't know whether we have attendees, new attendees or not, but final session, I'm going to try to make it really quick. So I would like to talk about, yes, we heard about artificial intelligence a lot, collective artificial intelligence or AI implications, like some teachers or teaching related practices. But I would like to focus on explainability of AI, like explainable AI, explainability of AI, which means that, okay, we focus on what AI generates, but what is the reasoning behind it? So what is the reasoning behind what AI recommends or what AI concludes? And I would like to push back to the history a little bit to talk about fundamental part of the AI or the cognitive science. So how we can put AI in cognitive science? We know that from 1950s, but in 1991, modern science has developed to support human cognition or to support complex mental processing. So what we have, we have the external sources or the databases, and just to record information, just for recording purposes only, in printed format, which is called as like a traditional format. but we were still doing all kind of cognitive processes such as creating, transforming, and making decisions. Later on, and after 10 years almost, and computational media were offered, and which is really great for us, and to handle not only support, but also it was allowing to just to do some mental processing externally, which helps us a lot, and they just to integrate them and to just expand our limited working memory. So we called such kind of computational media, or we say that, oh, we just have now transformative power. And then we call that one as like a transformative technology, what we call now transformative skills or competencies instead of 21st century skills. So we got like a transformative technology, and we now just call artificial intelligence is one of transformative technologies, right? So this is cool, and we have it, and then we just use it to expand our, the limited working memory, and we just call now, in theory, transactive memory. So what transactive memory does or just offers, like here, in a small group, we just try to have our like individual consciousness, and then we also try to benefit from our colleagues' consciousness. So we just make them all together. So we just have all kind of transactional, what we call in technical part, transactional memory, but we have also here transactive memory. So we just try to find a certain information. We are not remembering anything because we just try to get help from our group members. So think about that. So from the cognitive perspective, so artificial intelligence brings such an idea, and to have connectivism or interconnectedness, and to just maybe use it for all kind of cognitive related processes, and which is really great for us, for teachers and for students. So what I have, from the brief history, in reality, in practice, and what is being offered as, okay, what I heard, because I just train teachers and I'm an academic consultant for FE7 mektepleri schools for 6 years. What is being offered? Okay, new tools are coming, and then they started talking about, or we just started offering that whether course objectives should be redeveloped to go beyond what artificial intelligence can do. Or we can say that if AI makes what we teach redundant, okay, can we teach something else? So what is being offered, honestly, and there is an indefinite discussion. What kind of discussions is AI integrated versus AI enabled curriculum? Okay, and this is an indefinite discussion, and my colleagues, they really knew about this discussion. And if they go back to educational technology history or computer science education history, and especially populist scientists or populist practitioners, they started discussing about, oh, do we need a new taxonomy level? New taxonomy level other than the upper 6th or 7th level. So which means that we are having, okay, think about that. We are having new taxonomy level? No. We have all taxonomies and we have all kind of literacies, and then which means that whether AI literacy is gonna be redefined or what will be the new definition. And two definitions are coming up with. And one definition, or the most common definition, is it is kind of basic skills people need to live, learn, and work in our digital world through AI-enabled technologies. What this means that it's not like AI integrated, AI-enabled technologies, but when we move that one into education, it should be integrated as we do with the technologies in the past, you can call like a disruptive technologies or something competing related technologies. So we have the AI literacy and is being or has been redefined so far. I have 1 minute left, I know that. Okay, I'm gonna try to sum it up. And the last thing what I'm gonna talk about is, which is gonna be related to STEM education. Like, because in STEM education, because I'm gonna try to integrate all together, we don't behave T in STEM education as the true academic science. T means like a technology in STEM education, right? But we are not behaving T as a true academic discipline, which means that, okay, we can call like a technology education, but most of the time it's being said that, okay, it is application of science and application of math. But what I say that over here, if we think about the T in STEM education, interdisciplinary or transdisciplinary approach, we just call them most of the time, it is kind of transdisciplinary problem-solving experience, right? If we T as the technology through academic discipline in STEM education, if we move that idea into artificial intelligence or the upcoming technologies, I just say basically we should focus on computing education or the reasoning behind AI instead of having all kind of populist approach or approaches or populist applications. All teachers or the stakeholders in education mostly focus on computing education to be able to capture the idea behind the AI or the upcoming technologies. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We have here live founder of Pubmatter, Mutlu, Doğuş, YILDIRIM.
Thank you so much. Greetings to the professors and the viewers. Pleasure to be here. So I heard a lot of things today. This is the last session, and I think I'm the last person who is spoken here. So I heard a lot of information today. It was great. I'd like to, since I'm not in the academical world, I'd like to maybe focus on the student and their experience and how AI is going to help them. So, you know, today I don't really remember I heard personalized education too much, but I think the most contribution of AI is going to be in this area. So I always envied Alexander the Great because his teacher was Aristotle, right? I believe Aristotle is going to be my tutor in the next few years. And it's not going to be like talking to ChatGPT and prompting saying that act like Aristotle and or Einstein and teach me this and that. It's going to be like, it's going to be with me or with the students throughout their educational career. It's going to guide them, it's going to care for them, it's going to mentor them, it's going to help them with the exams. Basically, a great mind of the history or great mind of our age is going to be there with the student all the time. And I think this is going to be an amazing time for the student because first time in history, I don't have to be a king or queen or prince or princess to be able to get this kind of high quality education from the system. And I don't think it's going to be only Aristotle, but I believe there is a potential, and I think this is going to be reality in the next few years, that Einstein will be there and the Mozart is going to be there. Basically, I'm going to be surrounded as a student. I'm going to be surrounded by all these great minds who are going to help me throughout the years in my education life. That is a life change. It's like the first time this is going to be possible. The kings didn't have this chance in the history, but we will have. And I think it's going to be worldwide available in the next 5 years or so for either free or close to free prices. So this is a great. And moreover, I believe since these are AI tools and looking at the available technologies today, if I want to learn how a cell functions, these teachers, they're going to be able to visualize things for me instantly, either in a video, if it's a laptop, if it's a VR or AI environment, it's going to be a 3D object that I can interact with. This is going to be so great because as a student right now, I can talk to all these great teachers around me, all these great minds, and I can ask them to visualize things for me, teach me. That is going to be revolutionary. Well, what is going to be the teacher's role at that point, right? I believe it's going to have to be transformable, to be more like a guiding the student or mentoring the student, how to interact with these, let's say, great real teachers in a sense, because I think they're going to be real teachers at that point. And at that point, maybe the human teachers, their roles are going to be like, okay, how can I make sure that the information the student is getting from these AI teachers are correct, accurate, not biased, not problematic, and how can we improve the quality of this education even further for the student? So I believe that's going to be a revolutionary time in the next few years. I have a little daughter, she's 6 years old. I think she's going to have an amazing educational experience in the upcoming years. And I'm really excited for her future and for all the students' future worldwide. Thank you.
Many thanks for this very, really wonderful description of this future vision where we are going to have all these teachers from Aristotle to Einstein to everybody who can teach us something. And we are actually very close to this future, but we are also over our allowed time. So now I'm just going to ask if there is some really urgent questions at this point. From the audience, no, from the web. No, then we are just going to conclude with this wonderful vision. We are going to have all the best teachers with us in a very short time, and these teachers are going to teach us towards a really wonderful future, which is going to be bright. Thank you all for your wonderful contributions, and I conclude this session.